GM. GM to everyone in trading chat who are live on daily levels right now. Now, let's get on with it. Today is... what fucking day is it? Thursday, 23rd of May. So, Bitcoin consolidating nicely. Mentioned last night or yesterday evening that it had to come up here, and dipping below 69k was the kind of last place where you could see BTC remaining bullish underneath this area. So failing to go and close below 69 was good. Today's daily candle doesn't have a lower wick yet, which is concerning. And ETH, obviously it's all about ETH at the moment. ETH pushing higher as it heads towards its ETF approval, which is probably going to come today at around 4 p.m. in New York time. So we're looking over here. We're probably looking at about 8 p.m. It usually comes around the daily close for the New York close. I mean, not the daily candle, but the New York session close. And I would expect probably the same. Bitcoin's was 3:45 in the afternoon in New York. SEC will probably announce Ethereum's the same. As far as I'm aware, it is happening today. Can't be delayed any longer. They have to reply, or they have to give Van Eck their decision. In terms of that, the bill passed overnight, yeah. So, you've seen all the bullish news yesterday. The bill passing through the US House of Representatives. You've seen Biden coming out and saying he's not going to veto bills. You've got senators coming out and saying that they want to have stablecoin or crypto regulations and legislation. You've got the SEC stuff. Basically, there's been loads of good news in the past couple of days, and price does not reflect it. Price does not reflect it. And I think there's probably a real lack of demand here. And the only thing holding us up is the fact that the ETF's coming and people don't want to sell Ethereum really before it. Because if you think about it, Bitcoin moved up into the highs here at 71.5k a few days ago, and has been weak ever since, right? Unable to touch that, broken down, chopped sideways, barely moving. Like, this to me is complete absence of demand, and I think people taking their eyes off Bitcoin. We had ETF flows. We've had several days now of good flows, which is great. We had 154 million again yesterday, but price is not moving. And it might, but I'd be concerned. There's a build-up of open interest. So on BTC, there's about 6,000 contracts that built up from here. So 70 times 6. So you're talking, what, 400 million or more on BTC. Obviously, spot premiums disappeared back to per premium. Funding gone back to positive. And here's the CVDs. So since the top, spot CVD, the red one, has been consistently selling, and perps have been holding the market up wide. So Bitcoin seems to be held up by leverage. Don't like that. ETH, obviously everyone's fucking getting balls long ETH because the ETF, yes, I get it. There is still a huge build-up of open interest though, obviously, right? We've got 400,000 contracts on ETH at about 3,700, which is 1.5 billion of fresh positions. So ETH is obviously much stronger here. The bid has remained on ETH, right? Spot CVD is leading over perps. So Ethereum is and should be stronger right now. It's got the obvious narrative, the catalyst, etc. But Bitcoin's at risk of flushing lower. Ethereum, I think, is at risk. Not even at risk. I think Ethereum will probably give a nasty wick. Maybe that's just a wick down like that, and then it goes. That's how I would be looking at it myself, personally. I wouldn't be adding longs here. I think maybe there's a third tap to come on this. 1, 2. Maybe we get a third tap into that area, and then away it goes. That's of course in case it doesn't go for a deeper correction, but assuming there's an ETF approval, I would guess Ethereum's probably going to go higher, not lower. So overall, the market is fine. You can't really complain about Bitcoin above 69k. There's nothing bearish here, but I also don't see a lot of strength in BTC, and it always concerns me when there's an absence of strength in BTC, especially when you see things like many altcoins have been moving a lot more. So BitTensor really flying off the lows. I had an alert from a couple of days ago saying, is that the bottom for BitTensor? That probably is the bottom for BitTensor, if it's not going to be a complete piece of shit and go to zero. So you'd be looking at maybe buying a higher low there on BitTensor. Nvidia, how's it doing now? Post-market, pre-market, woof, even higher, over 1,000. So Nvidia is going to open today probably at a record high. Everyone getting balls long AI coins has learned what front running is, right? This is a great example. I want you to watch this, look very closely. Front running, as all the AI coins got bid up before Nvidia earnings, and now they're going down. Why? Because nobody's going to wait until the earnings to actually buy AI coins. Right? It's a known event. It's like buying before the Bitcoin halving. So the earnings themselves, I'm concerned with Nvidia because this probably leads it into a local top, and then that's really going to crush the AI coins. I think the AI narrative is on its last legs. I talked about this, the last couple of days. And I mean, Akash is the best by far in terms of its setup because it's consolidated for over 2 months. So talking like 10 weeks now, building a base on Akash, as long as it's able to break out, that should produce a really nice move. But the rest of them, like Render's just Render looks fucking overcooked. Near's probably the next best, right? Where it's got its targets above from previous cycle, where it can break out into. Fetch and that, I think these are shite. But they're going to be merging anyway, so. Anyway, the point is, I think people have finally, after a year and a half, gotten themselves overly long AI, and I think better opportunities are elsewhere. But that's to be expected. What did I say yesterday? Ethereum is starting to move, right? Ethereum's starting to run. So, you should be looking at coins that are in the kind of Ethereum ecosystem or Ethereum aligned that haven't had the runs yet, or that haven't benefited massively. AI did well when Ethereum was weak. If Ethereum's strong, maybe it means AI doesn't do so well. Maybe we focus on some other shit. But regardless, whatever. ETH BTC continues to rise. We're about to get that. Well, we're not even about to. It's probably still going to take a week or two to get the weekly bands actually crossing, at which point you'll probably see the best run on ETH. Now, and that'll be sustained. That's probably going to be sustained a few months of outperformance. Apart from that, not much else, to be honest. See, for today, intraday, and leading up around the announcement, I would encourage you to practice patience. A lot of people think that when the approval happens, ETH's going to moon and never come back. It's front run, guys. So let's just explain really clearly what front running is. First of all, this path I drew out is tracking pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised to see it dump down to 3580. to continue consolidation for what is definitely a bullish Ethereum, right? But regardless, that path doesn't have to play out. Front running. What happened on Monday? News broke. The Bloomberg guys were changing our odds to 75%. This is looking really likely. And then the news and stuff that came out after was like, basically this is a done deal. The SEC are looking for, extra comments and blah, blah, blah. And all of this stuff is the market adjusting to the fact that the ETF is happening, right? Ethereum did not go up like 30% in 3 days for no reason. It's because people are actively getting long and betting that it will be approved, okay? So, we've had now Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday to digest this. If it gets approved today, do you think price is going to go up? Why would price go up? Think about it. Why would price go up today if it got approved? What new information would we have? There's rumours of approval. The SEC have told them all to refile their 19B4s. They've all refiled them. It's all tracking that way. They're all getting listed on the NASDAQ to get ready for it. We know it's happening. So whenever they come out this evening and say, Ethereum ETF approved, do you think we go up? Maybe. Maybe spikes up as Al goes by it. But there's no reason to suspect that Ethereum will not have a downwick. Right? Very simple. If you're a news event trader and you got long on the announcement and you managed to get long at 3,100 or 3,200, you got in quick. Where do you sell? You buy the rumor, you sell the news. So they're going to sell. People are going to take profit. And then there's a domino effect where if there's too much leverage built up and it starts to roll over, you can see a flush. It doesn't have to be anything deep. Not at all. It doesn't have to be super deep. It can be there. But guys, that's going to wreck most people. Go and look at what happens to altcoins if Ethereum does that today. Ethereum just goes down 6%. Guess what happens? Fucking leverage liquidations everywhere. And it's not even a big move. But also, understand this. Why could Ethereum not wick to the bands and come all the way back up and consolidate there and then push higher? Why could it not do that? It wouldn't be bearish. It would only go back to 3,300, which it was at 2 days ago. It wouldn't change anything. And a lot of people are going to look at Bitcoin as the comparison. I don't really like that, but let's do it anyway. The reason I don't really like it is because I just don't think that's how it'll play out. But, people will always look at the last time. And we had Bitcoin in the lead up to its own ETF, right? So here's the days. I think this was approval day. I'm pretty sure. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. And what did Tuesday look like? Massive sweeps either side. Let me just double check when the exact approval was. BTC ETF approval announcement. The fake tweet. The compromised tweet was on Wednesday at 1:34. It's Tuesday. It was posted out. Yeah. So Tuesday's when the fake tweet happened, and then the actual approval I think must have been on Wednesday. Key point, what matters is, what do these candles look like? Massive wicks either side. Massive wicks either side. Where did Bitcoin hit on the Wednesday? Into the daily bands. Right? And then they went live Thursday. This will be different because Ethereum is most likely not going to go live the very next day. So you have to be mindful of that. But there's no wicks here. There's no volatility. It's been quiet. Pushed up. Strong, strong, strong. positions building, $1.5 billion of positions building, no wild wicks, no crazy wicks either side. My bet is they're going to come. And so if they're going to come, does it make sense to be long right here on a short-term basis? No. Higher time frame? Sure. I'm swing long Bitcoin, holding spot. That's totally fine. And I will get long Ethereum once the ETH BTC weekly bands cross. I'll swap some Bitcoin to Ethereum. That's all fine. As a day trader, or even looking for trades over the next couple of days, you want to wait for volatility to increase. There is absolutely no way that Ethereum's volatility remains low. We had the big move up, and we've had this kind of compression. There's no way you just see Ethereum just casually, nicely drift higher. There's going to be some wicks. There's just far too much of a build-up of positions both ways. This doesn't mean down only. Hopefully it goes down, obviously, so you can buy some dips. But maybe it won't. Maybe it spikes up and has a massive short liquidation first. But there's going to be some volatility here as it comes around the announcement. And my guess would be that we see a downside wick of either that magnitude, somewhere like 3580, or maybe into the bands. Either of those, I think, are good scalp opportunities to buy, day trade opportunities, and trade the momentum. Because really the way it'll work is, if you've got positions building up and they're sort of clustering, you'll see either side, and if it spikes down, you get long, and as soon as it hits the highs, you're out, right? And then it could be that, or it could be that to a greater magnitude in either direction, or it could be a lesser magnitude. That depends on the positions that are built up. The amount of positions building up on ETH, I think we're going to get something not this small. I think we're going to get at least something like that of a decent magnitude, maybe bigger, because all that's building up here, think about it. Whoever's long, whoever's short, all that has to happen is that whoosh, whoosh, and everyone's wrecked. All the high leverage apes are wrecked. That's always a good bet. And the reason it's a good bet is because you don't have to bet on it. It doesn't mean, get short now or get long. No, you do nothing. And you wait. Maybe it goes up first. Sure looks like it. Maybe it goes down first. Who knows? But you're waiting for the volatility, right? And by the way, if it goes up first, I wouldn't short it. Understand, this is a bullish market, a bullish event, a bullish catalyst. If it goes down first, you know what's happening. Unless there's a rejection, which I don't think there will be. If it goes down first on an approval, you know what's happening. It's just longs getting flushed. Buy the dip. Don't just blindly buy it. Well, you could blindly buy it with spot. Don't blindly buy it with leverage. I think if ETH goes below 3580, you want to buy some spot. If you're looking to buy spot and you get anything in there, I think you buy it. Whether it's now or in the future, like weeks from now. I don't think ETH will spend much time below there, if at all. And if you want to buy a bit of spot, that would be where I personally would do it. Not leverage. You can't just go long leverage here because the wick could just continue on down and take you out. Like, don't be stupid. Now, if it goes up first, would not short that. Because why? Because it's a bullish market, bullish event, and it could keep going. And it could squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and then it could dump from there. That's what's going to happen if it goes up, right? If it goes up and it keeps going up, it's going to keep going up and keep going up and keep going up as people try to short. Oh no, it needs to dump like the Bitcoin one did, and it never does. And then boom, wipes everyone out. Away it goes, back to consolidation, and then up. The eventual path here is up. We know that. The direction is up. The path to get there, we don't quite know. But the direction, we know it. It's going to be up over whatever time frame. I just don't think you want to be sitting in highly leveraged fucking longs or shorts here. And yet, people are. So if you just avoid doing what the dumb people are doing, you'll do better. We know like this first wave was probably relatively smart money. But even since then, there's 2.15 to 2.35. So there's still 200,000 of positions built up since after the pump. That's what's more important, right? People who've managed to get long in the pump are doing pretty well. People who got long after the pump, these are hourly candles, like 2-3 hours later. And then you see all this build up like 2 or 3 hours afterwards. And you're seeing 200,000, which is $700 million. $700 million positions building up in this area here. I just do not think that either side are going to be getting away free here. So should offer some good trade opportunities. And that's it. GM. See you later. Live stream, 4 p.m. UTC. All coin requests. GM.